Okay, guys, let's talk about Ruby Frank for a moment. This is the woman that we knew as the popular YouTuber who had millions of followers, who was, really, really standing out for some of the things that she used for punishment, such as food and things of that nature towards her children. So we all know that Ruby Frank was sentenced up to 60 years in prison for felony child abuse. Now, when it came to her trial, she did get on there and she did make a plea and she did confess to some things that she had done. Some of the things she confessed to doing was punishing her children for drinking water, cutting off their oxygen and kicking them while wearing boots after they were, eating a little too much or did something she did not like. She also was convincing her children that they were evil and needed to repent. Now, Ruby Frank, she gets up there and she makes this heartfelt plea saying that she failed as a mother. She makes this heartfelt plea saying that she will accept any sentence. But one thing we have to do is go back for a second, because if we remember Ruby Frank, right, when she was on YouTube, she had said things like, oh, my child has forgotten their lunch and they didn't take it to school and nobody better give them a lunch and that's their way of being punished for not being responsible. She was also known for getting on here and also saying things in the nature of, well, a punishment will be that they're kicked out of their bedroom and have to sleep on the floor for 5 to 6 months. And it was just starting to trickle down to where people were starting to say, wow, isn't this kind of fishy? Isn't this kind of funky? But as a YouTube community, the millions of people who watched her, no one once ever reported anything they seen on the channel. YouTube never stepped in on her content. So it kind of falls back on some of the things that the viewers, and that's why I have the reaction channel that I do, did not look at and did not report. I was not an advocate watcher of Ruby Frank until she made it to the news. So now we have to talk about the business part. Now, Pam was introduced to us by Ruby, okay? She was saying that they were going to do this podcast. They were on Good Morning America. They were on every show. They were promoting that they were going to talk about how to live your life better, how to get things on track, how to be focused. They were such business partners. Now, Pam, okay, she is a registered psychologist. She does have college education, so people were taking her kind of serious. The judge did tell everyone in this instant, right? Pam does have the tools to get out here and brainwash people, to persuade them, to make them do things. But the abuse was going on in Ruby's children's life before Pam came along. Pam just added to it. Pam made it worse. Pam was someone who was looking for someone weak to make money off of, and Ruby was right there to take that award and step up and do it. Both of these women have been charged with numerous felonies and will not see the light of day anytime soon. Although Ruby got up in court and made a heartfelt plea to her children, saying that she apologizes for everything that she done and that she failed them as a mother, Pam kind of stayed quiet and just took what was coming to her. She had not much to say in the defense of her own self. Now, Ruby, she does seem to be in more better spirits, knowing that what she did was wrong. We don't know to this day what her children are thinking. They're not speaking out. They're not saying very much in that, fashion. Now, one thing we can talk about is Ruby's husband. Her husband has not been charged with anything. He says he didn't know what was going on with the children. He goes out to say, I had no clue. I'm just, bamboozled by all of this. And everyone in the public is thinking, how could you? The videos that your wife was making, the punishments that she was inflicting on your children, how did you not know? Well, even though he wasn't charged, I will say that I don't believe anyone was believing the story that he is, out here saying, because the children are not even in home with him. The children have been placed in custody of the state. Some of them have other relatives, but they are not in the care of their father. So they do say the DA is looking more to see if they can charge him or come up with something that they know that he did per se. So let's just say everything when it comes to him is alleged, but there's no way you can live and be married and live in this home and not see that something is not right. Also, how can a child be somewhere bound, gagged, and put away and you not wonder where your child is? So it's a lot of fishy things in the story. Luckily, these two women are not only charged, but now sentenced to the crime that they have done. We will continue following this and see if anything else gets picked up. I just wanted to report on it so that we could all talk about it.